So very exciting news, and it then just added the support for the DeepSeek chat model and then also the OpenRouter chat model. For those of you who've seen my previous videos, we've always used the OpenAI chat model to reach out to OpenRouter and change the base URL and then copy and paste the AI model that we need to use. And based on the recent update, that became a complete mess. So thankfully, in the recent update for n8n, they added the OpenRouter chat model, which is amazing. So I'm going to walk through step by step how to use the DeepSeek chat model and then also how to use the OpenRouter chat model and a few very important things when it comes to these new nodes and how to make sure you're using it the correct way. If you're new to the channel, my name is Zubair. My YouTube channel, my school community is all about building amazing AI agents, specifically with n8n. Our community is designed for people regardless of their background. We have a great group of passionate people who are all there to learn n8n and low-code tools and figure out ways to create amazing workflows to either for their own businesses, for their personal life, or to have their own AI agency that they can sell to these potential clients of theirs. We have a great classroom section where regardless of your background, like I said, you'll have complete knowledge base from beginner level all the way to deep dive topics about voice AI agents, vector databases, and much, much more. We also have calendar events or daily calls where you can jump in and ask your question if you get stuck on anything. We have live builds. We have business strategy calls, so lots of things are there. But most importantly, we have a great community of everybody who's there to collaborate and work on projects together and support each other. I'm going to put the link in the description. Hopefully I'll see you inside. All right, let's get back to the video. First of all, let's go ahead and take a look at the OpenRouter chat model because this is definitely going to be one of the most useful nodes in my opinion. So let's go ahead there and then we'll come back and take a look at the DeepSeek chat model as well. First things first, you want to make sure that you have the most updated n8n version. Otherwise, these are not going to show up. So the way to check that is, for example, if I remove this and if I click on chat model and click on the plus button on the right hand side, now you can see on the bottom, it says OpenRouter chat model and then also the DeepSeek chat model. So if you don't see this, it means that you have the older version of n8n. And the way to update it, you're gonna, if there's an update required, you'll see in the bottom here that says 1 updates or something like that. So the way to update is you're just gonna go to your admin panel and you're gonna head over to your settings here. And then you're gonna make sure you're at least the version 1.77, which is latest beta. Okay, so make sure you select that, and if and then update it, and then you will restart your workflow, and you'll basically come back to your workspace. So I'm gonna go ahead and go back to my workflow there that I had those AI agents. All right. So let's go ahead and add our use our OpenRouter first. So I'm gonna remove the chat here. All right, so let's go ahead and zoom in here and then we'll take a look at this. All right, so I'm just adding my chat message as a trigger here. So now when you click on the chat model, as I said earlier, this should show up here if you have the latest one. So all you have to do is click the OpenRouter chat model. And now the way to add your account is you go to credentials, and all you have to do is just come and add your API key. And if you go to your our OpenRouter and sign in, make sure you're signed into your account. You're gonna click on keys and you'll just create a new key and you'll just copy that and paste it back right here and click on save, and it'll save your credentials. Very, very simple, very, very easy to do. All right, so now that you've added your credentials, let's go ahead and select the model. And again, the great thing is now you can literally come down here, click on this drop down, and you have access to all the different models that are inside OpenRouter. Now, one thing to remember, a lot of these models actually don't support tool use. So the way to check that is if you just come to your homepage on OpenRouter and click on pricing or whatever, just to get here. So this is where all your models that you can actually filter through. So the quickest way to do this is if you just come on the left hand side and click on tools. So this will filter out all the models that support use case. And again, a lot of people were trying to use the DeepSeek earlier, the DeepSeek R1, the reasoning model. And as you can see, that does not support tool use. So make sure you're aware of that because I know a lot of people are getting a little confused there. So that's how you can quickly check. So let's go ahead and test one of the models, for example. So Gemini Flash is actually a very quick one. So let's go ahead and choose that. So yep, Gemini 5, but 1.5, but you can again select whatever you want here. So let's go ahead. And the way to check that inside n8n is that if you just add any of the tools inside your AI agent here, then even if you just chat and say hello, if the model does not support tool use, it will throw an error. So the way to check it is you just kind of type whatever. And if it processes, it means that this model supports tool use. And in this case, obviously Gemini 1.5 does. So for example, let's go ahead and ask it something about Wikipedia. what is the capital of Canada, let's say. It should use the Wikipedia tool, but oh, there you go. Yeah, see? So it can. However, let's say if we try adding the DeepSeek R1 model that does not support tool use. So if I go ahead and search for DeepSeek now, DeepSeek R1, there you go. See, this one is not going to work. This will throw an error right away. So let's go ahead and move that. There you go, right? It says error in subnode OpenRouter, no endpoints found to support tool use. That's exactly how you can figure out when to use which model for what purpose. And again, obviously, if you're using an AI agent, a tools agent in particular, you always want to make sure that you're selecting a model that supports tool use or function calling. That's what it is, right? Okay, so now let's go ahead and, so that was OpenRouter. That was a quick little demo of OpenRouter. Now let's go ahead and take a look at the newly added DeepSeek chat model, right? So actually, let me just remove this from here. I don't need to add another one. Come back. All right, so now I'm gonna delete this, click on, let me get rid of that, click on this chat model again, and now I'm gonna use the DeepSeek chat model. Okay, so the way to add your DeepSeek chat model here is very, very simple, same exact process like we did with our OpenRouter. You're gonna go to your new credential, create new credential, and all you have to do is add your API key. And the way to do that is, fortunately, n8n also added an Open Docs section here about how to add API key for your DeepSeek. So if you just click on the create DeepSeek account, first of all, by the way, right now DeepSeek is down because of the fact that I think they got attacked or whatever happened. But right now, unfortunately, you can't create an API key. But when it's up and running again, it's very simple. You're just going to go to the account. It's in the bottom, as you can see right here. It says log into your DeepSeek account. You're going to create an account. You're going to open your APIs key page, and you just create a new secret key, and you'll come back and just paste it here. Very, very simple. Since I've already added an account here because I already have one. So as you can see right here, once you add your API key, this should say connection tested successfully, right? So once you have that, now you have access to the DeepSeek models. Unfortunately, right now, there's only two models that you have access to, the DeepSeek Chat and the DeepSeek Reasoner. The DeepSeek Chat is the DeepSeek V3, and then the Reasoner is the DeepSeek R1 model. DeepSeek R1 does not support tool use. DeepSeek V3 supposedly supports tool use. One thing I want to point out is actually, even though it says it supports tool use, and when I will put in a prompt right here, but I've run into issues, and I think a lot of people have been running into issues where when you prompt the DeepSeek V3 that does support tool use, sometimes it goes in circles and it just keeps going in loops or goes in a loop. And I think that's because there's some kind of issue right now with DeepSeek or with n8n supporting this, because I've tried it several times and I keep running into the same issue. Again, it doesn't happen every time, but once in a while, it just kind of goes in a loop where it keeps going back and forth between tool and between DeepSeek. So if you're right now, I would, strongly suggest not using the DeepSeek V3 chat inside your agents, especially if you're creating bigger workflows, and especially if it's for production. Do not use that, because right now there's a lot of issues that's happening with DeepSeek. But let's go ahead and test that, and we'll see whether it's going to respond or not. So I'm just going to say the same thing. What is the capital of Canada? If I press enter, I misspelled Canada, but it doesn't matter. So it should reach out to Wikipedia. But like I said earlier, I tested this and it kind of went in this loop, and sometimes it just kind of goes in this circle and just never responds anything. So that's why I said there's a lot of issues happening right now with DeepSeek. I don't know if it's like an n8n issue or a DeepSeek issue. My hunch is it is definitely a DeepSeek issue, because there's so much stuff going on right now. But anyway, as you can see right now, it's there you go. So now it reached out. So hopefully it will respond. Oh, there you go. It responded right now. Sometimes it takes that long, or sometimes it just goes in a loop. So let's go ahead and try something else. Let's see if this takes any longer or shorter. Again, I'm hoping that this is just like a temporary problem that DeepSeek is running into, and it'll fix it. But you can tell even when it's working normally, it's very, very slow. So that's one thing to point out. Again, just kind of use it as your discretion, and at least it's available on n8n now as a chat model, so that's a good thing. But again, I wouldn't use it right now with its current state, because it's having a lot of issues. Okay, yeah, so it looks like it's going on forever. So I'm just going to stop this thing. Again, I would not suggest using it right now, but like I mentioned, it is available. So that's a good thing. All right, so now let's go ahead and test out the DeepSeek R1 within this chat model or within this AI agent. All right, let's go ahead inside DeepSeek, and this time I'm going to select the reasoner, and you will see when I now type something, or even just to say hello, it's going to throw an error. There you go, right? It says error subnode DeepSeek chat model DeepSeek reasoner does not support function calling, and that just means that it does not support tool usage, right? So the way to use, because DeepSeek R1 is amazing, the way to use DeepSeek R1 inside your workflows is going to be something like an agent orchestration, right? So for example, you can use DeepSeek with an LLM chat, with an LLM, basic LLM node. So if I go ahead and add a basic LLM chain, there you go. So now what I can do is now I can use this. Oh, let me remove that. So here's where we can add this orchestration like I talked about. So what that means is now you can add your DeepSeek chat model, the reasoning, right? This DeepSeek reasoner, which is the DeepSeek R1. And obviously with the basic LLM chain, you don't have an actual tool use, or you don't have the ability to add tools. So now this thing could operate as your agent orchestration, meaning the R1 is really good at planning out the actions because it's a reasoning model. But what you could do is then you can ship off essentially the tool usage to another AI agent and add like a GPT-4o or something like that, or like your Anthropic, because these models are great at tool use. So what you could do is you utilize the DeepSeek reasoning model as attach it to a basic LLM chain or another node that does not have tool in it. So therefore you can use this as kind of like your planner agent, and then you can delegate your other things that require tool use or function calling to other agents with another chat model like Anthropic or GPT-4. So that's the best way to use your DeepSeek R1 inside your n8n workflows. I'll do a deeper dive on this on another video, but this was just to kind of showcase these two new nodes that were just added. So this was kind of focused on that. But like I said, that's a very important way to understand that you can still utilize DeepSeek R1 into your workflows, but again, you can, like I mentioned, use it as a kind of like an agent orchestration layer. But anyways, again, this video became a little longer than I expected, but I wanted to make sure that you guys understand exactly how and when to use these things, because it is a great model. And now the fact that they added OpenRouter, I think that's more exciting than anything else. Hopefully they will keep adding more great chat models, because the more the merrier, obviously, because if you have more options, you can definitely use these different models for different purposes. All right, well, hopefully you found that helpful. Thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe and like the video, because I've got a lot of great things that are upcoming in the channel. And make sure you join the school community, because that's the best way to learn and grow together as a community. Thanks for watching again, and I'll see you on the next one.